How's it going, everybody? Over the course of today, a lot more info has been released about two of the new characters. The IGN footage I got here shows a lot of attacks, and in combination with some of the streamers at E3, we have a somewhat alright picture of what these characters can do. Before we get into it, the footage IGN uploaded was probably recorded at 30 FPS and then rendered at 60 FPS. There are a lot of stutters and missing frames, so I did my best, but some of these numbers aren't as accurate as I would have liked them to be. Well, yeah, let's start with the Shaolin. I'm not going over every single move, instead I'll just let the footage run. I labeled the attacks to the best of my abilities, feel free to correct me down in the comments. The big thing with this character is his chi stance. He can flow into it after attacks. I think we've only seen from neutral attacks and combo finishes though. He gets a whole new moveset out of that stance. Attacks, kicks, even a sweep. And all those attacks link into even more special attacks or into his normal moveset. With his combo light speed 400 milliseconds, that will most likely allow him to put on a lot of pressure once he gets going. Another noteworthy thing might be his 400 millisecond top light from neutral. It only does like 8 or 10 damage, but it will be a good tool to interrupt a lot of attacks. There's a lot going on when looking at this footage, and Roman said that he's the most complex character that they've developed so far. So I'm sure we have a lot more to discover, and maybe they'll even add more stuff in the next few months. Here's hoping. You can go ahead and skip to 4 minutes if you don't want to just watch the footage. The commentary continues with the other character.
But still, some of the fighters of that faction are moving away from China and getting into the world of foreign.
So For Honor is an extremely brutal game. The executions are extremely fun to watch. Tell me about the combat style of the Grandmaster you mentioned. He kind of looks like an older Guan Yu with the long staff. And what can we expect his playstyle to be like?
So his playstyle is, he has some really specific moves. Basically, all of his attacks are zone attacks. So they have that extreme range, but they cost a ton of stamina. But he can mix them up, and he's really deadly with that. The trick is that he has a rest stance with down on the right stick, where a little bit like the Nobushi, he goes backward with a small dodge, and you can hold that stance. And in that stance, he can regenerate his stamina and mix up with other moves. So the whole fight style with that character, it's mixing up zone attack, baiting you, dodge back, reset your stamina, and continue your chains.
We have a new character with the broadsword, which is kind of a traditional Chinese fighter in armor. What is his play? A little bit more agile, or kind of a warrior archetype?
Yeah, he's the vanguard of the Chinese. It's the class. The role is called the Tiandi, and he's kind of like a little bit.
In terms of the roster, how many characters are we up to now?
The second character is the Tiandi. I already showed a lot of him in the previous video, and like I said, he's the new vanguard, and when looking at his kit, I think that's exactly what you'd expect from that class type. It is a simple yet very solid moveset. They gave him good chains with different timings depending on which attacks get comboed with each other. An untypical thing for a vanguard is his deflect, or maybe it's superior block on dodge, don't know what they're calling it. And the big thing here is that the deflect attack lets him chain into his other attacks. He also has soft feints. They allowed him to soft feint with his dodges. His side dodge heavies, he can feint with another dash into both light and heavies. He also seems to have a lot of iframes on those side dash attacks. The other big part of his kit is probably his kick. We were told that it wall splats and then guarantees a heavy. He can do it after every heavy attack, this includes his dodge heavies as well. The other option to get into the kick is his zone attack. The second part of the zone can be soft feinted into the kick. And then just like I mentioned yesterday, the kick can also be soft feinted with a dodge. Especially in team fights, I expect a lot of target switching and kicking opponents. We have yet to test the tracking on it, but the knockdown effect will be massive in those situations. It will allow for a lot of extra damage from your teammates. And I'm not even gonna mention all the ledging possibilities. Have you seen how far he kicks those guys? And that's it. I think I covered most of what was shown for these two characters. Feel free to add in case I missed something. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.
Balancing work in For Honor, of course, at first there's a work of game design where we look at data and we have all those different data tracking tools where we see win loss.